Hey guys, it's Man here, and I just wanted to talk about this video by a pretty small channel named Mrwhosetheboss. Now, as you probably know, I am an avid Metaverse user, let's say, and I have my own opinions about Meta. And basically in this video I'm going to be going over what I agree about this video and disagree about this. He does make some very bold claims that I don't agree with, but he also does make some very true claims. So enough dilly-dallying, and let's just get into watching the video.
You've probably seen the news. Just a few weeks ago, Facebook announced that they're changing their company name to Meta because they're planning on building something called the Metaverse.
Okay, yeah, so basically, remember this video came out 2 years ago, and it's talking about when Meta changed their name from Facebook to Meta. But, yeah, they are trying to build the Metaverse if they're still on that, and what he said is completely correct.
So the Metaverse is going to change my life, it's going to change your life. So we need to understand what it is, why people are excited about it, but then also how it has the potential to end society as we know it.
That last one that is truly interesting. It's that the Metaverse will end society as we know it. Quote that I have in the thumbnail. Because yes, I make the thumbnails before I make the videos, and if you're a YouTuber, please do the same. Anyway, that went a bit off topic. So basically, I don't think the Metaverse will end society as we know it. But definitely it's the possibility to change society as we know it.
The concept of the Metaverse is this. Throughout history, we have constantly been moving towards more and more engaging mediums. We've gone from text to photo to video.
Okay, so this is kind of irrelevant, but if you watch any Mrwhosetheboss videos, you'll know that every single video he likes to rickroll you. Every single one.
We've gone from reading books and papers to now spending most of our spare time watching TikToks on the internet. And the Metaverse is what comes next. An internet that you're not just looking at through a screen, but that you're actually inside of.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's the perfect, simplified definition of what the Metaverse is supposed to be. An internet that you're inside of. Now, just that doesn't really make sense, but just keep watching and you'll understand.
Take anything you could think of doing right now. Shopping, chatting with friends, meditating to ASMR videos on YouTube. And now imagine that in the time it takes you to just snap your fingers, you could be doing that thing in a way that feels real, with other people who feel present in a setting that's whatever you want it to be. A living, shared, everlasting, virtual universe.
Okay, yeah, so I think he touches on that a bit more later on in the video, but yeah, they've already kind of got this idea with the Horizon apps and Horizon OS and all that stuff, if you've seen what's going on with all that. But yeah, I think that's something we'll come back to, but yeah, he's definitely right. Meta want everything to be a shared virtual universe. They don't want it to be an experience, they want it to be a universe.
That's Meta's vision of the Metaverse, achieved through a combination of augmented reality and virtual reality, which they've said that they will subsidize the cost of in an effort to get as many people on this planet to be a part of the Metaverse.
Okay, yeah, that's something I forgot he even goes over. It's been a year since I've watched this video. It just came into my mind randomly. I don't even know how. And then I got the idea for this video. But yeah, Meta have been the cheapest headset sellers for I don't know, what, since the Rift S days? Maybe even since the CV1 days, which is 2016 to 2017 we're talking about here, I'm pretty sure. I don't exactly remember. The Quest 2 is my first proper VR headset. But yeah, right now you can get a Quest 2 for $200 brand new, or maybe 150, 100 used. It's crazy cheap. The Quest 3 is 500, but that's still cheaper than say a Valve Index or a Big Screen Beyond, or even some HTC headsets.
And in case I wasn't clear, this is pretty damn cool. And
if you're confused about what he's holding here, don't worry, so am I. What is that? If anyone knows, please let me know.
Like, just to get the obvious out the way, the metaverse will allow you to live out your fantasies. In one single evening, you could be slaying enemies in hand-to-hand combat, you could be playing a quiet game of chess on the streets of New York, and surfboarding across the tropics of the Bahamas.
Okay, so yeah, this was relatable because I actually love chess. I play it all the time. And I actually like to play it in VR because it just feels more realistic. I mean, sure, I have an actual chess set, but I don't actually have anyone to play chess with because barely anyone I know plays chess. So by playing it in VR, I could play with whoever I want. Although, to be honest, it's kind of hard to find a VR chess game that's actually good.
All with incredible realism, but at the same time the reassurance that you yourself are safe at home. And on a similar note, there is also a comfort to the idea that you'll also be able to express yourself however you want to.
Okay, so this one's actually already happening with VR chat, where people are being like furries or like LGBTQ avatars, because that's how they feel. And I don't hate on those people. I don't understand like furry culture, for example, but I don't hate on it because that's how they want to express themselves, and VR allows them to do that. Like, I'm not a saber swinging Jedi from Star Wars, but with Beat Saber I could express that I am.
On the subject of flight though, you know, I've always dreamed about the idea of teleportation. Because I'm always trying to be as efficient as possible with my time, being stuck in traffic jams kinda horrifies me. But in the metaverse, there's gonna be a relic of the past. Each person will have their own home space, you create the aesthetic that you want others to see, and then you can invite people to just appear within it.
You know what's funny? Is that they actually already had that. You could make your own environment and then invite people to it. But for some reason Meta thought it'd be a cool idea to shut it down. Now this was already only available for PC users, and since the Quest was bringing so many lower end PCs to it, and the Oculus Homes were not very optimized for low end machines, they scrapped it. At least that's my belief of why they got rid of it. Yeah, no one actually knows. They never really said why they got rid of it. But yeah, people had years of their work just wiped. Okay, I'll be honest, I skipped a lot of the video from this because I didn't really know how to comment on it. It's stuff that's pretty irrelevant. I just don't think there's much point talking about it right now.
And the final kind of exciting thing is that the metaverse will also be a new economy. Meta is developing a store within it called Horizon Marketplace, which is not just them selling stuff to us, but a platform where anyone can be a seller. You could create virtual clothing, you could craft a new virtual experience and charge people to try it, you could design a completely new world, anything. And you're no longer constrained by the physical materials you can get hold of, only your imagination and your ability to code.
Okay, so we kind of already have this, not entirely, but kind of. You can currently buy clothes from brands and wear them in VR, but that's all we have right now. Then we have Horizon Worlds, which maybe about 3 people actually play.
And I've got no doubt that every forward-thinking brand will also make sure that they have a presence here. Because, I mean, if we're spending all our time in the metaverse, and that's where we're going to meet people and appear to others, then our virtual appearances and our virtual homes are actually going to start to matter more than our physical ones. The point is, in a new world, you will also have new opportunities to earn. And if you're wondering, well, how do we make sure people don't just buy one copy and then redistribute my creations? My best guess is that transactions will largely happen through cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so I can definitely see it switching to crypto in maybe 2 to 3 years, but currently it still uses actual real life money, like pounds and dollars and stuff.
So honestly, this whole metaverse thing has a pretty great sales pitch. The ability to be together with anyone, to be able to teleport to anywhere, to be able to create and experience anything. But it's also pretty scary. There's 4 key things that I think we need to be very mindful of. Like data. Let's be honest, Facebook has had a pretty rocky relationship with how it's handled user data in the past.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on this, I'm just going to let this image like explain it for me.
We're going to have to put a whole new level of trust into a company that doesn't exactly reveal how they're using this information. We're talking about data collection on the level of measuring your brain activity. You wouldn't even give your family that kind of access, but this is a future where you could be giving it to Meta.
Okay, so yeah, basically what he's saying is we're gonna have to change how we see data privacy, and just basically just get rid of data privacy. Just give them everything we know.
But something potentially even scarier than the data problem is that we are talking about how companies will be able to create virtual experiences that feel indistinguishable from real ones, right? I mean, on one hand, that is a miracle, but isn't it also a little bit alarming? We are already being shown predominantly only the content we agree with and the content that we want to see. But if you take that concept into the realm of the metaverse, we could completely lose touch with what's actually real.
Okay, so this phenomenon is actually already happening. See those VR fail videos where people have fallen while playing Richie's Plank experience? Yeah, that's because they lose touch of what's real. And the same goes for really any virtual reality game.
Okay, these are all concerns, but do you want to know what my most fundamental fear is about the metaverse? It's that we talk about all the cool things it will enable for our avatar, that they'll be able to do what they want, look how they want, experience anything, but it all leaves a big question about what happens to us? At the end of the day, right, as incredible as the technology is, we're still people. We still need to eat healthy, we need to drink lots of water, we need to work out, meet a partner, have a family, and I'm not convinced that the metaverse is going to help us continue to do that. I think the metaverse is effectively the next generation of social media, with all the positives and the negatives of those platforms taken to the absolute extreme. You'll experience the highs of immersive shared experiences like never before, but also harassment in a way that feels far closer and more uncomfortable, misinformation that's more convincing, and activities that are more addictive. It's being pitched as something that will sit alongside our real lives, to complement them. But I can't see a world where it wouldn't become our lives. In a world where something of this power exists, you won't be able to just pop off your headset and carry on with your day as normal. The metaverse will feel no more optional than the internet does now. You'll need it for work to get the required productivity, you'll need it for social opportunities because that's where all your friends are, you'll need it because relative to your life in the metaverse, your real life will kind of suck.
Now, I just really play Beat Saber and the game of the background Pavlov Shack, so I don't really experience this, but yeah, I have heard that it's common within like VR chat for people to basically lose touch of themselves, basically, which is a huge concern that is happening already. With the metaverse, it's not even near what Meta wants it to be.
Can you imagine every night taking off your headset and going from this handsome prince who's just won the approval of your entire clan on an intergalactic voyage to then seeing your actual self in the mirror and remembering that you're not that person, that you don't have the perfect face and body, and that you can never do the things that your avatar can do? The incentive won't be to start looking after our real selves because we can never get there. It'll be to actually put our headsets back on and spend even more time in the metaverse. And I think this will apply to jobs too. The Metaverse video shows us an example of what I can only assume is an architect, who in the Metaverse can productively design buildings with his team. But if you really think about it, assuming the Metaverse becomes what it's setting out to, we're not going to need the buildings that they're designing.
Okay, now this is something I actually disagree with. Basically, I'm gonna spare you watching the whole thing because he kind of just rants on about it, but I don't think buildings are going to become useless. We're still going to need houses, we're still going to need like office complexes, probably for like stuff you can't do in the metaverse, and we're still going to need like, I don't know, government buildings as well. So cities are still going to be very important.
Okay, the last thing I'm going to say about this is that the metaverse is not one thing, that one moment it's not there and then suddenly it is. It's not a question of if we're going to get there or how we're going to get there. The metaverse is actually here, it's now, and it's only going to keep evolving towards what the company Meta is talking about. Just take Fortnite. This started off as a game, but it's now so much more than that. It's become the platform in which a whole generation of people hang out. They go shopping in, they even attend concerts in. A fun fact, I recently got some graphic design work done for my channel, and the guy I hired asked for payments not in dollars, but Fortnite V-Bucks.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think he was probably like 12. Okay, so that was just my opinion on this video. It's a great video. If you want to watch the whole thing, the link will be in the description. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and maybe even subscribe for future videos like this. Maybe if you guys want that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, peace.